Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's been a while since my last video. I've had some other stuff going on and that took a lot of my time. But I did make some steady improvements on my container terminal. The next big step was integrating it with my existing automated train control. I thought it would be a relatively quick job, but it turned out to be more work than I expected. In this video I'll show you some of the challenges I had, and after that an update on other LEGO projects. The containers are stored in the storage zone. The end of the storage zone is where the crane starts scanning the position of the wagons of the newly arrived train. That means that the train needs to stop in just the right place. Not too far, not too soon. When too far, it will miss the start of the first container wagon. Too soon and the train will be far away from the storage zone, requiring the crane to move long distances. And I don't want the container crane to move larger distances than strictly necessary, because it will increase the loading and unloading time. To avoid a sudden stop, the train needs a certain rollout time and therefore a braking distance. That's why the RFID reader that detects incoming trains is placed a bit further back, right here. Now the tricky part is that the real braking distance of the train varies a lot. An empty train is much lighter and therefore faster than a fully loaded one. But as you might know from a previous video I made about servicing my 7740 train motor, I measured the speed of the trains when they pass a node. It is not of any scientific quality, but it works. And I can use the measured speed combined with the knowledge of the loading of the train to calculate a better rollout time. But if the train overshoots, the crane can't scan the wagons properly and the train has to leave without being serviced. I've also expanded the container storage area and added some containers to my collection. But this also means that sometimes containers need to be lifted out from or placed between others. To keep the loading process as short as possible, I want them to be moved to the train in the quickest and shortest possible route, preferably without moving containers through others. This requires a bit of smart navigation in the storage zone. Something I still need to master apparently. The entire terminal runs on a lithium battery. Well, actually two in parallel. Inside there are 5 motors. 2 stepper motors for each leg. 1 stepper motor to move the crane sideways. 1 for lifting the container. And a regular motor for the magnetic coupling system. When everything moves at once, the battery or power supply just can't keep up. You really notice it when the crane fails to lift the container. Not using the coupling motor while moving and reducing the speed of the lift motor at those moments when the crane is also moving helps reduce the power consumption and makes everything more reliable. Between loading and unloading, the battery gets recharged. That means that I have to reserve a bit of time so that the next train can be serviced right away after the previous one left. Ironically, the part I thought would be an absolute disaster, placing a container on a container wagon, turned out to be the one thing that works without a problem. The container crane is moving with an accuracy of more than 1/50th of a stud. The positions of the wagons are measured with the same accuracy and the container is placed perfectly every single time. Well, almost every time. And you made it this far in my video, so you might be interested in some of my other projects. This is my Hubert Express. I needed to make some adjustments on the coal tender because it got stuck in curves and switches. I used to have 2 front axles powered and sliding wheels on the back of the tender. I changed it to sliding wheels in the center, just like my Emerald Knight. The powered axes are now quite far apart, but it works better. My mask train now has an Arduino on its own and some container wagons. That will be in an upcoming video. And I'm also working on a new passenger train. This one is 7 studs wide, just like my Hubert Express. So plenty projects in the work, and all of them will be featured in future videos. So if you're interested in this kind of thing, make sure to subscribe and stick around. Thanks for watching and see you next time.